Air blast, air blast, air blast. What is going on, you werewolf dinosaur robots? I'm Chris, and today on Nostalgia Dig, we are going to keep going on bin number 2. Few videos in now, not even halfway done with this box. Think it's going to be a little longer than bin number 1 even. So, without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, here we have a Triceraton from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And if you've watched any of these other bin number 2 videos, it's been a lot of me gushing about Ninja Turtle toys and their sculpts and how amazing they are. Copyright 1990 Mirage Studios and Playmates Toys. Don't know a ton about Triceraton, although I believe it's a race of aliens, not just one guy. At least in the comics. I'm not sure about how they handled it in the cartoons. I don't really remember much. But also, if you've watched my videos in the past, you'll know that I'm a lifelong fan of dinosaurs. So if you mix a dinosaur with a Ninja Turtle, an amazingly fun sculpt, brightly colored, that's my style all day long. Look at those really cool weapons. It looks like a gun and different type of gun, maybe even a melee weapon. I don't even know. See, I like all the bumps on his skin. His bumpy tail, those rats hanging from his belt, along with some grenades, tons of pouches as is necessary in the late 80s and early 90s, some ammo. Man, good stuff. I hope you're not sick of me praising these because I love them. Spoiler alert, there's plenty more in this bin, and I will be praising most of them, if not all of them. Triceraton, there he is. Okay, next we have Marge Simpson. You can see, just for size, larger size. These I remember were from Burger King. And they didn't come in kids' meals. You had to buy them. I think they were a small fee with the purchase of a meal. And they would come out like 1 week was one character, 1 week was the next, all the way through all 5 of the nuclear family of the Simpsons. That's as far as they went with these. And they would come with a little cardboard item that was significant of the character, and it would elastic band around their arm. Like Bart came with a skateboard. Homer, I think, was a bowling bag with a bowling ball in it. Marge, I don't remember. I'm hoping it's in here. I hope we'll find it and we can reunite them. These were early-ish Simpsons toys. Towards the beginning of the Simpsons craze, and it was a craze. Like, if you weren't around for what Simpsons was like in 1989 and 91, huge. And I was right at the age where I was into it. And those were the best years, of the Simpsons, in my opinion, too. Going on to the mid to late 90s. Those were definitely the best decade of The Simpsons, and that's amazing saying the best decade, because they're past 3 decades now. Wow. That's an amazing accomplishment for a television show. Really is. Yeah, here's Marge. No tag or anything. I don't know if it was removed or if just didn't come with one. But if I had to guess, $89.90 from Burger King. Okay, we have a C-3PO Pez still in the package with a couple of grape Pez sleeves in there. Don't know why I kept it in. It might just have gotten overlooked. Maybe I thought it was going to be a collectible. Maybe it is. I should look it up. But probably not. Pez is the type of candy it's probably fine if I opened this up and ate it right now. I'm not going to. But it's the type of candy that, under the right conditions, probably will last forever. Under the wrong conditions, will probably melt and attract ants and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of how old this would be. 20, 25 years old, maybe? Some old candy. All right, here we go. One of my new favorite things is kids' meal toys of comic book characters in themed vehicles of themselves. And this one's a good one. Let me see what it looks like when I make them go. Oh yeah, so we just got like the skittering spider. Just fun. I was going through some of the bins I've gone through so far and kind of collecting together these because I kind of want to keep this collection together now. And I found this Spider-Man, which you'll recognize from bin number 1, I believe. So I don't know if this was from the same series. The Spider-Men in there look identical, almost. So it could be from the same series, and they just had 2 different Spider-Men. This one has like a ramming thing that doesn't, I'll have to play with it some more, it doesn't stand. And over there, I have collected Venom, which you saw in a previous video, and there's a Catwoman and a Penguin from several videos ago. So this is the 5th one. I know I have at least 2 more somewhere. It makes me want to look up and see how many there are, and how many have been made, and how many I can get. Crawling Spider-Man vehicle. Here we have Frank Castle, the Punisher. I think this is a Toy Biz. All I can see on it is that it says copyright 1990 Marvel. Can't see where it says Toy Biz. That would be my guess, though. That's his little functionality there. It's a thing that makes a gun sound, I guess. And got a big rifle there. This is one of the earlier Punisher toys, probably. Got a little bit of stuff on his nose. I don't know if I can get that off or not. These marks on his skull, I don't know if I made them or if they were made to look like battle damage. Okay, there were some of these little guys in box number 1, little finger puppet guys, and this one is Ed, who is a derpy hyena. He's cool. I like the face and the tongue. It's really good. From Burger King. It says copyright Disney, no year. It may have been from the movie release whenever that came out, and then the early 90s probably. I haven't seen Lion King in a very long time. It's probably about time to see it again. And I didn't see the newer one. Like, they call it live action, but it's still almost 100% animated. It's just 3D animated, so it's not really live action. But yeah, I guess it's time time to watch it again. Yes. Here we have a Goldar eraser, maybe. Not really sure if these were supposed to be actual functional erasers, but they're like that eraser material. Very bendy. I feel like you could just sort of rip him apart easily. I'm glad he's stayed intact. Goldar is my favorite. I think I can say confidently that Goldar is my favorite character in all of Power Rangers. And it's not necessarily because of how he was portrayed. He was basically Rita Repulsa's general. Like, he was her number 2. He was a big blue gorilla lion in golden armor with wings, a giant sword. He was just one of the coolest looking characters. And I was immediately drawn to him when I was watching it when it was, in the 90s, and I still love Goldar. It was my biggest complaint about the newer movie that they did a few years ago, that they didn't do Goldar right. I actually thought that was a pretty good movie, even though I think it bombed at the box office. It was actually pretty good. They did totally botch Goldar. They took a license with that, and it wasn't the right choice. Goldar deserved better. Yeah. Little bendy Goldar. I hope I have a better one. I don't know if I do. I know I have a pop vinyl of Goldar, but I would like a better action figure representation of Goldar than just this little non-action figure. All right, here we have another Ninja Turtle. This is Fugitoid, a robot friend of the Ninja Turtles. Don't remember a lot about his story. I believe there was a scientist that made him. He held some sort of important technology or information in him, and the bad guys were trying to get him. And I believe it was like a rival scientist to Baxter Stockman. That may have been in a different story. But I remember Fugitoid being sort of an important character that needed to be protected. Don't remember much else. But visually, really cool. Here I go gushing about Ninja Turtles again. Unapologetically. This is just a cool robot toy. Like, even if you don't know anything about Ninja Turtles or don't care, fun robot. All of his gears and just great color scheme. The gold and black with the red and blue highlights. Fun. He is copyright 1990 Mirage and Playmates, just like most of them. Fugitoid. All right, we've got this little John Smith, Pocahontas, kids meal toy, made for Burger King. So this was in the Burger King era of Disney kids meal toys. I feel like I've had John Smith figures on here before. I don't really have anything else to say about him. Here he is. Here's another one. All right. We're going to end here today. Here we have a Toy Biz Venom. And he has a little pump on his back where you could fill it up with water, and he shoots water out of his chest. I guess it's supposed to emulate him being like kind of gloppy and wet and oozy, which he seems like some artists draw him a lot more like that than others. Some seem to draw him very solid, and others draw him very oozy. And I think that's just part of the symbiote. It can be either. But I think the reason I chose him for the last one is because, and I'm hoping that one of you can tell me for sure on this, but I think this might be the first Venom figure ever made, or the first Venom action figure. And again, that's just purely a guess, but it would be early. Let's see if I can find a year. It does not have a year on it. It does say Toy Biz and Marvel, but it doesn't say a year for some reason. This probably would have been near the same time as that Punisher toy from earlier. So that one was from 1990. When did Venom first appear? 1988? Something like that? So early on for Venom. This is when he was straight up a Spider-Man villain. He did not have his own, like, trying to think of when Venom Lethal Protector came out. That's when they gave him his own comic or his own miniseries for the first time and started to test the waters if he could be something more than just a Spider-Man villain. And they were right. He's wildly popular. He's got his own comics for years now, his own spin-off comics from different characters, almost completely separate from Spider-Man at this point, which is interesting. I said that in another video too. Movies and everything, yeah. But this was pretty early on for Venom. Eddie Brock. Air blast, air blast, air blast. Yeah, cool. Glad I own this one. It's fun. Okay, I think we're gonna call it there for today. Nearing halfway, but not quite halfway yet on this bin. Lots more to go. Tons more. Ninja Turtles, Marvel, random stuff. So keep checking back. We're gonna get through it. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of good stuff. If you're enjoying these videos, I encourage you to subscribe. That helps me quite a bit. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. And I will see you on the next dig. Bye.